Oh, baby. Friday, baby. The weekend.
So casual.
Up, everybody, and welcome into a casual Friday edition of the DNVR Nuggets podcast.
Let's go, baby.
Hey, why do I have to be fake vote? Harrison, I need you to join in. Adam, for some reason,
I was going for a
believes he's
smooth, casual Friday. Let's go.
You don't think I want to? You don't think I want a smooth, casual Friday? I put the team above myself.
You guys both like starting out. I mean, it's a long week. I get it. It's a long week.
You're not above it, Adam.
What do you mean? My energy's incredible. Are you kidding? I've been podcasting day and night. All I do is podcast. I'm everywhere right now. Come on, people. Today's show, we're going to have the homie Mirolsav on for a little Serbian corner. I can't wait to find what lesson does he have for us. We're going to find out together. We're going to do a mailbag. Some great questions. I'm not going to lie. You guys know how it is. We throw out a mailbag. Some days questions aren't so great. Yes, am I bullying the audience right now? I'm a little bit bullying them. Today, great questions from the audience. Great questions. Some real bangers I can't wait to get to. And then, we're going to just start off with some news and notes from around the league. But first, of course, we're presented as always by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Use promo code DNVR whenever you sign up. I got the fellas with me from a new undisclosed location, a traveling man, a man of mystery.
Yes.
Every night, a new place. Jet setter, just flying the globe. It's Harrison Wynn.
I'm out here in the beautiful Northwest, Portland, Oregon, out here for a wedding. I'm in search of friend of the show, Blarick. Like I'm in search of him. Still haven't seen him and D-Line in the same place at the same time. So my search continues.
I go to the Growler Company.
I think I see one actually right there at my hotel window.
There is at least there was at one point last time I was out there, a Big Lebowski themed Growler bar. So
of course,
the most Portland thing you can imagine. And then of course joining us, friend of Blarick, it's D-Line Co. Some people call him Eric.
No one calls me anything. I have no friends in this world. Blarick, you, Harrison. You can all F off. I don't care.
You do have no friends in this world. That's so true. That's a great point. So, guys, I don't know if you've opened up your podcast today. Hopped on with Lo again today, the trifecta. It's funny, man. Like I told you guys this in the thing. Like I just thought take people. Look, it's off season. We're just going to talk about some behind the scenes stuff today. It's funny, man. I don't know how you guys feel. Like I still get nervous for that show. It's like I don't get nervous for very many things. For some reason, that one. It's like that's the one where I feel like you have it, that's my NBA finals, that's the one. So it's kind of funny. Like, and then it went out. I told you guys this last night. As soon as it gets over, like you start, man, I didn't bring up this point. I should have had this thing. I had the stat ready. What happened? Harrison, do you ever still feel this way? Like certain moments where you're just kind of like, I never stress about anything we do on the show. Like this show is the easiest thing I do in my life. Yeah. But every now and then, like I'll get them on where I'm like, oh, I'm nervous. Why am I nervous?
Oh, yeah. I get nervous a little bit, some podcast appearances, the occasional TV hit, like sometimes I'm called upon for that. But it is weird because I'm really never nervous in this business. Like asking a question to Nikola Jokic, like that's a crazy thing to think that I do. If you were to tell me 10 years ago that I'd just be talking to Nikola Jokic after like one of the best games of his career, I would think I'd be crazy, but it's not like I'm nervous doing that. But I do get nervous for stuff like you're saying. I do like how Zach, shout out to Zach for having you on. He did stick you at the end of a 3-guest podcast that he put out today.
Also, arguably the slowest week of the year for NBA news and notes. Whatever.
He did stick you at the end of a Magic. And then I assume he had Kendra on to talk about the Warriors and Nuggets episode.
Oh, shout out Zach. Nuggets behind the Orlando Magic. You're right. I didn't even think of this. That's a new low. God damn it. I can't believe I agreed to do this appearance with him. I should have told him, no, I'm not doing this. Eric, what's the most nervous you've ever been? Have you ever been nervous to do something?
Sure.
Really?
Of course. You remember how much you were making fun of me before we did the first episode of Online with D-Line? And I was like super nervous because I've never done anything remotely close to it. And then I was just being thrown out, like not only to be on a show, to host a show, to invent the show, to have guests, to host with people there. live, yes, it was really nerve-wracking. I mean, I'm good to when I just respond to things. I get nervous, of course. I mean, I am human. If you cut me, I will bleed, Adam.
One of the few times I've been nervous in this job, though, is asking Greg Popovich a question.
Oh,
I was actually very nervous for that because I did get popped once upon a time. Another time he gave me a great answer. So that is one time I've been nervous.
This gig, man, honestly, I've been in it for 10 years. And this is the thing, like, even I'm not perfect on. You have to not care about those things. It's weird,
man,
because
it's your job.
Your job is to be like, as a personality, your job is to be either liked. Some people, their job's to be hated. Like James Mirolsav plays the heel on purpose. Like he's very good at what he does, stirring, Kisla, same thing. So it's different. But most people, they have to be liked, especially with us, you have to be on, or you have to be this or that. But at the same time, paradoxically, you have to not care what people think. Like there's going to be people that are just like, you know what? I don't like Adam. I don't think he's good. And you read it and you're like, what the hell? This guy doesn't know. But you just have to, and I'm 9 years or 8 years or something like that into this now. Definitely better than I was before. But to Eric's point, we're all human. We still bleed. Like there's still like people will say things and you're like, oh, how sad. I worked so hard at that. And somebody's like, trash.
But you got to forget about it because life just moves on.
I'm telling you, people don't know what these athletes go through because for them, it's 1,000 times more. And it's so easy for us to be like, what do you care if Twitter user Greg, whatever, says you suck. But like these guys, it does affect them. Like you just know it does. It's very hard to rise above. I also did the athletics show, Andrew Schleck show today. They do trivia. You've been on before, I think.
I've done trivia with them on their show before.
How many did you get right?
Less than half. It's tough trivia.
I got 1 out of 8 right. Out of 8 right. And I missed a super easy one. Like that's the thing about now I get the steps. Everybody comes on the steps and they're like, I'm going to win. And then they miss like the second or third, question. It's because it is harder, like being on the spot, especially like you think like they're going to ask me something that requires like a certain type of knowledge. And then they'll ask like a jersey number and you're like, oh, well, yeah, wait, what?
Or stat. Yeah.
And you're like,
you're like, nice question, Brendan. This is the third question.
Who was the assistant coach for Jeff Green's freshman high school? You're like, what? This is number 4? What are we doing here? So that one, like, again, I just feel like today, all excited to get to, all excited to do these shows. Then you just feel like you bomb. Speaking of bombing, well, that was a terrible segue.
Oh God, that got dark real quick.
No, not actually bombing. I have an incredible clip though for everybody. I have to share screen on this though. I have to share screen. Let me go down here. You hit that share screen button. Chrome tab. We need audio. Mm-hmm. Do you guys know? You guys see this? Stephen A. The man is everywhere. But did you know he was on? Let me see. What was it? A General Hospital this morning?
General Hospital's still going?
It will go forever. This will outlast.
This is a new episode of General Hospital.
So, wow. Eric,
every episode,
based on this still right here, what would you guess that Stephen A is talking about right now to this fellow?
I would think that he was explaining why the Knicks are about to rebound and be a dominant force in the East again.
So he's playing himself, in your opinion, here.
Well, yeah. I mean, like I've only seen him making this face when he's telling one of the other co-hosts that they're wrong about the Knicks.
No, he's like, this is why the New York Knicks should only give up 3 first-round pick swaps for Donovan Mitchell.
All right, let's play the tape.
Friend, I'm going to say it for you, whether you want to hear it or not. 1 man, 2 women.
Whoa.
Sonny, that's 1 too many.
I feel like that's 3 too few. Is that what?
No idea what the context is of the rest of this conversation, but
I don't want to know.
First of all, that was some real acting from Stephen A. The man has range.
Incredible.
I mean, that's what he does every day on ESPN. Like he could have been saying Donovan Mitchell, Julius Randle, Jalen Brunson. That's 1 too many That's 1 too many egos in the New York Knicks locker room.
This is what I want. Like I want DNVR to succeed. I don't, take over the world, take over the country, take over sports media, whatever. That'd be great. Really, I just want to rise to the level of prominence that I get to do weird stuff like this. That, like, Casa Bonita asked me if I want to do a dive. I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, I'll be a celebrity dive guest at Casa Bonita. Why not? Of course I'll do. Like, I'm Mr. Denver now. Like, of course I'll do it. So I just want that level of fame. Maybe I can appear on certain like Denver themed television shows or what have you. That's where I want to go.
We can make Adam. We can definitely make this happen. We will make some phone calls. You'll be diving into that co-ridden cesspool that is the diving area at Casa Bonita sooner than you think. Don't worry.
The next one I have on the topic here. So people that know me very well, which is very few people.
Does anyone fit that
description? Does anyone truly know me? People that know me know that I've only talked about one thing over the last week. My favorite all-time television show, The Rehearsal. Absolutely great. Nobody to talk about it to. So we have to talk about it. I just wanted to put a little plug in here because if you don't know, Harrison, are you familiar with The Rehearsal?
I know it's the new show from Nathan Fielder. I've watched Nathan For You. I have not watched the new one.
Where are you at on Nathan For You? Are you a fan? I kind of feel like you're not
man.
You are.
No, I am. I mean, how can you deny it? The guy's ridiculous.
Here's why I'm bringing it up, because it's Friday, it's casual Friday. We'll have a little fun before we get to Nugget stuff. But honestly, I think he's the most genius human alive right now. It's like he's number one. I don't even know who's number two.
Really?
He's number one. I'm telling you, the man is.
He is in a tier by himself.
If he is in fact the most brilliant human being right now, and all we do is scream at billionaires for not fixing the world, shouldn't he be putting his his top human brain towards solving water issues in Africa and not just making elaborate
it's so true. He uses
manipulate
his
people
in
essentially.
A very dumb way. A very dumb way. Somebody said that he's like a Batman villain, but one that doesn't do crimes.
Yeah, like totally banal. Totally.
If you don't know the show, I almost don't want to. If you just know Nathan's work, I'll even talk about Nathan For You.
You're like, we have to talk about The Rehearsal. Don't want to give any details. We're going to talk about this at a very high level. And
I'm serious though about this because I always love, like, we know. With DNVR, we're trying to create something out of nothing, right? I always like when artists or entertainers make something that doesn't exist. Like his style of show is there's nothing like it. There's not another show that has thought of it. And I don't think anyone could. It's sort of a hidden camera show of sorts or fake documentary, only he's the only one in on the joke. Like nobody else is fully in. Everybody is kind of partially in. They get different aspects of it, but nobody actually sees the whole play or performance the way that he does. And nobody else could pull this off. I couldn't come on here and do a show where only I knew the script. You guys would figure it out right away. Like, okay, Adam's doing a weird thing today. Somehow he does this and gets all these people going, and it's just absolutely brilliant. So I don't know. Eric, you have anything to add to it?
I have watched The Rehearsal. You and I talked about it last night. We absolutely made Dwayne here in the office swear on his life that he would watch it, so we could talk about it today. It is, you just have to watch it. It's like unbelievably detailed, and then also so insanely banal. And it's like the most planned and most like elaborate nothing you've ever seen in your life.
It's simultaneously the fakest reality show and the most real piece of art ever. Like it's at the same time, it's the fakest and most real thing ever. Yeah. It's ridiculously absurd, wildly hilarious. At one point, I'm ready to cry. Like it's like one point you're just like you're so emotional, and then at one point your palms are sweaty because you're watching. Not to give anything away, you're watching this one. It's not even a character. He's a guy that doesn't realize he's on a TV show. Basically, you're watching him try to do something he's been building up toward. And he's stumbling, and you're just like. Palms are sweaty. Your heart's racing.
Mom spaghetti, dude.
And you're just like, what the hell? Why am I so emotional right now for this? What is arguably the dumbest show that could possibly be made? So anyway, I had to talk. It's one of those things like, and it's funny because I've searched on Twitter. You guys ever do this where you search a player's name or you search something just because you're like, I want to see what the people are talking about?
Sure.
Everybody's talking about it the exact same way, which is what I love. They're like, I can't find anyone to talk about this show with, and I can't stop talking about it. I just bringing it up to strangers. This is how I've just been texting every friend I have from any part of my life. And I'm like, hey, have you watched this? Can we talk right now?
They're like, who is this? New
phone.
Who this?
Nobody's watched it. So
I knew I was in on him when in his previous series, he made the viral video about the pig saving the goat. The pig saving the drowning goat. Yeah. It's the best episode ever.
So good, man. It's so good. Anyway, The Rehearsal to me is a rare television show that the pilot episode that gets a 10 out of 10. To me, it is
Wow.
it's not that it's the best show ever. It's that it's just, there can't be a show better than it. There's shows that have matched it in different categories.
That's what I gave the pilot episode of Entourage. 10 out
Wow.
of 10.
Miroslav appears.
You didn't text me about the rehearsal.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, let's go. Let's go, Miroslav. Oh, I'm so hyped right now. Give me the breakdown.
I mean, it's super interesting. I didn't find it hilarious
What?
at all. I didn't find it hilarious, but it was a super interesting kind of social experiment. So I did like it.
The way the trivia part, I'm just gonna there. To me, I'm like, God, I had to like pause. I was laughing so hard the first time through. I had to stop at it. Well, all right. You know what, Miroslav? I'm docking you a few points here for not being as effusive about this.
You're
You
now
got
known
2 points. Yeah, you got 2 points because you watched it, but because you
true.
didn't find it funny, you
You
got
lost
those
4 points. for
3
not loving
points
it like I
taken
did.
away.
Yeah, you're simply the acquaintance Miroslav now. You've lost the homie status.
Always keeping it real. So what you gonna do?
Oh man, you guys are the worst. The last thing on here, I think everybody who follows the Nuggets in some capacity hops on Reddit, whether it's frequently, infrequently, whatever. But like Reddit is the greatest sort of consolidation of like major news. Like if you missed a day, if you were camping and away from your phone and you're like, I want to see what happened, Reddit always has, because of the way it works. You'll always get this. And on top of that, it has a good community, some really funny people. The homie Alec Gwynn, who's like the meme master of the Nuggets, runs it and does a very good job curating it. One of the things I saw yesterday was a topic of somebody was asking, like, how does DNVR exist? They're like, it's this company that has like 25 employees, and how does that work? And then you see all of these responses to people that don't know and are just starting to say some things. Like one of the things I heard, and it's something that always bothers me whenever I hear it, somebody says, oh, they exist because they don't pay their writers or something like that. Insane. First of all, you think we like lured Ryan Green away from CBS television to like with like, hey man, you want to not get paid?
You want to get paid in vibes?
Yeah, you want to get paid in vibes or something? Like, no, like I'm very proud. I almost get upset with that because I'm very proud of the fact that DNVR does pay people. Like this industry is full of companies that don't pay their employees. DNVR employees not only are paid, they have health benefits, like almost unheard of here. And again, that was done as a choice. That wasn't a thing that like, oh, you have to do it. Like that was a choice that the company's leadership, namely Brandon Spano, was like, no, if we're going to do this, I want to be able to do it this way. So I just wanted to go over it because then some people were like, the bar, that's where it all is. Honestly, we have advertisers. It's a big part of our business. We have merchandise sales from that genius down there. Is a big part of our business. We have subscription. We get money from people who subscribe, and it's actually what the easiest and best way for you to support us. Some people do it because they absolutely love the content, which I think is, we have some of the best stuff behind the paywall. But then on top of that, some people just subscribe because they want the other perks that come with membership, deals on merchandise and access to events, the Discord channel, this or that. And then some people do it the same way you would do a Patreon or something, where they're just like, hey, I don't consume too much content, but we just support you guys. So we have, a lot income from that as well. We do have bar revenue. What else, Eric? Like
we honestly didn't make any money from the bar. The bar was self-contained and it ran itself, and that's not even a real revenue source for us. It's like
some of this is the pandemic. Like
yes, of course.
It was such
but I'm saying the bar is not how we stay alive.
Right.
The bar is how we energize our base.
And it was so funny because I saw some people say like the bar is where they make all their money. Everything else is a loss. And I was kind of like, it's funny what people just make up. They're like, I don't know, but I'm going to give the answer.
Yes. I mean, our business works the same way any business in this world works, in that what we are doing is attracting eyeballs, and eyeballs are valuable to a great many people that want people to see something they're selling, a service that exists. And so if we can get people to come and look at something, and then we can sell that to people that are, like a Breckenridge Brewery or a DraftKings or anybody, it's a lot of it is advertising. So it's just like in a radio. It's like asking how a radio station works. How do they do? Right. How does KOA stay in business?
Look, people think that, or maybe some people think that, like, we don't get paid anything, because that's just the narrative on sports.
That's like SB Nation
and writers, and there's a lot of truth to that for sure. Like throughout the industry, absolutely. But it is one of the special things about DNVR. I think, like, we operate like a real media company. I mean, we are. We pay our employees a very, fair wage. Like, I feel like we pay a competitive wage, and like, I didn't think I'd be making what I am in sports media at this point in my life, just based on, how the last 10 years in this industry have gone. But I feel incredibly blessed to be making what I am at DNVR. Absolutely.
And a big part of that is that Brandon Spano is a really good salesman. Like, that's his like gift. Everybody in life has a gift. His gift is like selling. And then a part of that is also our angle has been building community and really trying to connect with our audience. And when you connect with people, they reciprocate that love. And that's really been a lot of part of it. I mean, super chats are literally a tip from people saying, hey, we appreciate you. Here's money. We're not even asking for them. People just send them to us. And it's the same with subscriptions. It's the same. We'll do a party bus and we'll almost always get some benefactor who's like, hey, here's 5 tickets to the game that you guys could just give out because I like what you guys do. Like, we actually get a lot of that. And that's just part of our MO. Like, of course it's a business. Of course we're here to make money, but we're also like very conscious of, hey, what we're doing is real. And if it's not real, it's not going to sell, but also it's just not going to be a good thing. And I think people recognize that the longer you're around. Yeah. I mean, we've had, because I saw another thing that was on there that said something like employees are disgruntled. We've had, I think, 2 people quit, 2 people get fired in 4 years. Like, it's insane. Like, you think people be fleeing this company instead?
That's a pretty ridiculous retention.
This is people's absolute dream job. It's like we make dreams come true. If you work at DNVR, you are so happy. Like the people that, like Dwayne, for example, who we just hired, we were like making a joke. We're like, well, we're probably gonna have to cut down the old art department yesterday to him. He's like, you're going to have to drag me out of here. Like, I'm not leaving. There's no chance. Like,
and Dwayne is like worked for 20 plus years. Like,
yes.
He's not like his first job or something. Like, this is, this is a thing. So anyway, you saw that. I don't like to hop in those because, like, as much as I participate in Reddit, I don't want people to feel like I'm like monitoring their comments or anything like that on any board, like on Twitter.
I just want to
if you tag me on Twitter, if you tag me on Twitter, I assume you want me to talk to you. If you just talk about me on Twitter, I assume you don't want to talk to me. And I'm like, hey, I'll stay out of that one. So I didn't want to do there, but on our platform, I just thought if people were curious how we do it, that's how we do it. That there's no secret. There's nothing nefarious. It's just that. So, all right, let's take a break. On the other side, Mirolsav is going to educate us on Serbia ahead of our trip out there.
Guys, make sure to sign up for Ivaca TV before the Nuggets tip off in the fall. Go to ivaca.tv/DNVR, ivaca.tv/DNVR. Use the promo code DNVR. You get $10 off your first 3 months. No contracts, no hidden fees. You can get those first 3 months for only $15 a month with the promo code DNVR. Free receiver, they throw that in as well. Go to ivaca.tv/DNVR. They've got Altitude Sports, AT&T Sportsnet, other national channels as well. They've also got the DNVR channel. You can watch us on there. Go to ivaca.tv/DNVR. At DraftKings Sportsbook, the action never ends, especially this summer. With tons of ways to bet on all your favorite sports, you can fuel your fandom and feel the heat of the season like never before. Right now, DraftKings Sportsbook is giving new customers a risk-free bet up to $1,000. That's right. Make your first bet up to $1,000. If it doesn't win, you'll get another shot to cash in. Tons of stuff to bet on right now. Baseball, golf, MMA, same game parlays, spreads, money lines, over-unders, whatever you want to bet on. DraftKings Sportsbook has it. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code DNVR. Make your first deposit. Get a risk-free bet up to $1,000. That's promo code DNVR only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details.
All right, back here, segment 2, and shouts to Aaron Patterson. I just mentioned there's 2 people that have quit. One of them, Aaron Patterson, moved on just to something else, and he's like, "I'm here watching the show." So there you go. Just got to show you like this.
Shout
like
out here.
Every employee walks around disgruntled and feels like, "Come on, guys!" Like,
yeah. If you want the real dirt, get in on. Yeah, talk to Aaron. He'll be like, "Yeah, they're pretty fine. They're cool. I got a better opportunity."
So shouts to you, Aaron. Good to see you as well, man. A quiet lurker. I didn't even know. Miroslav. Enough about us. Tell us about you.
I'm sick of us.
Yeah, I'm 5'10", 225, married with 2 children.
You're 5'10". For some reason, Miroslav, I thought you were like 6'3".
Yeah, yeah. I do feel like 6'3".
I've never
agree.
felt a closer kinship with Miroslav, and I felt what I thought was the closest of kinships. But now I feel like we might look at the two of us together. We are
Oh my God,
oddly
the
similar.
same person, really.
We are practically brothers. Yeah, yeah. But you are older than me, and I'm quite old. So
Oh,
Isn't
wow.
that sad?
Ooh, shots
Isn't that sad for you that you are younger than I am?
Don't fight this. Don't fight.
So tell us, what do we have to learn? Every week you give us a real lesson here. What do we got today?
yes, we are going super educational this time around. Welcome to Serbian Corner, and we are going to talk today ranking Yugoslav and Serbian most successful team sports.
Oh, baby.
Ooh.
So,
Right.
the Serbian fans always bug everybody with the term playing the right way, which basically means playing like a team where individual success is always secondary.
Time out. First of all, everybody talks about sports that way. I love that you're like, it's a real Serbian
No,
thing
no, no.
that we
No,
try
no, I just
play
want to say
together.
we are really tiring with it. We
Okay.
are really pushing the narrative. You know that.
Okay. All right.
Oh, so it's kind of strange to me why this concept needs any explanation when we speak about team sports, but that discussion would take too much time. The simplest way to explain why the Serbs and Yugos previously have so much interest in team sports, we kick ass in those sports for the last 70 years, especially if we talk about
Oh my
medals
God.
in per capita
Unbelievable.
terms.
Miroslav
So-
is slowly evolving into just every Serbian. He's just a faceless, nameless Serbian troll now.
Miroslav, I also got to say this is great information. They do teach you here in America. Less is more when it comes to words on PowerPoint presentations. You don't want to be reading off the slide. I was taught once.
Listen, man, I wrote this like a week ago, so I have no
Okay.
idea what it says. So I need to read
It's been
it.
really good so far, though.
So using the magic of spreadsheet calculators, and who doesn't just love that, I've
course.
made 100% unbiased ranking of most successful team sports in Yugoslavia and Serbia. And by the way, I've listened to a really cool interview by Svetislav Pešić, Serbian national team coach, recently, who said that the people from Yugoslavia are extremely talented for team sports on small fields. So not all team sports, as you will see in
Like not
just a minute.
soccer.
So
Yes.
yeah, we're not really good at soccer, even though we think we are really good at soccer. We suck
course.
really hard at soccer.
You just haven't had the right competition. Like,
Can we
the
say what
referees
it is?
probably.
What it really is that Serbs are tall.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Another thing is what Coach Pešić said is that for some reason people from this area are really good in small spaces. This is the explanation why we have so many great big men. So many. I mean, look at the profile of centers in the NBA. I mean, you have more centers from Yugoslavia than from the USA. I mean, on the top level. So yeah. I tend to agree with Coach Pešić about it.
Do you feel like
So-
less of a Serb as a 5'10" man?
Yeah, I know. I already told you I'm really disappointed in my gene transfer from my elders.
His name is Little Owl, Eric, not Big
That's
Owl.
true. That's true.
That's
Fair.
right.
Listen, fair.
That's right. Yeah, and Mislav is also a little owl, and he is like 6'6". So yeah, I don't know, man.
6'6". Jeez.
Yeah, 6'6",
I think he's
6'7", something
6'8".
like that.
I thought he
He's
was 6'8",
huge.
but all right.
Okay, so I was awarding points for each medal won in the Olympics, World Cups, and European Championships for national teams combined for men and women, because we have some great women sports as well. So, number 5, football, not your football. We've been through this. So, soccer. So, this
Okay.
is the last great Yugoslav team from the World Cup in 1990.
This is
And-
good.
And
Quick question.
even though, yeah,
How will this aid us in our trip? Just curious.
you need to have the full
Okay.
full context of
Just so I understand, if we find ourselves in a bar and we get to talking, and the
Yes.
subject is ranking the sports that Serbians are good at. Okay, so number
That's
No,
5.
right.
and Eric, this is just casual information to throw out during a conversation.
see.
Like you could go, You remember that World Cup Serbian team? I think they're like the 5th best Serbian team ever in sport. What do you think?
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Why?
Yeah.
Because football team or soccer team only have 2 European silver medals, 1 Olympic gold, 3 Olympic silver medals, and 1 Olympic bronze. Note, the Olympics are the least important competition in football, so they only get 20 Mirolsav points for this.
Fair.
Let's go on. Number 4, volleyball. Shouts to Olympic champion Chris Marlowe for volleyball. And you can see both men and women teams in volleyball. Much more success. In the Olympics, 1 gold, 1 silver, 2 bronzes. In World Cup, 1 gold, 1 silver, 2 bronzes. European Championship, 6 golds, 9 silvers, and 9 bronzes. Enough for 59 Mirolsav points.
Wow.
Wow.
59
Now-
Miroslav points. Holy smokes.
Now it gets interesting. So I want you to remember these numbers. So football 20,
We will. Don't worry. We will remember
Volleyball,
every one of these
59.
numbers. Sure.
I got it.
number 3, handball. Also
Oh,
great,
a world
great
favorite.
teams in both men and women competition. In the Olympics, 3 gold medals, 1 silver medal, 1 bronze. In the World Cup, 2 gold, 5 silver, 7 bronze. In the European Championship, 1 silver and 1 bronze. Enough for 62 Mirolsav points. You can see how close volleyball and handball are. So it was
Those
a
are-
close race for numbers 3.
Quite a few Miroslav points being doled out.
Yeah, pretty.
Handball is the coolest sport you've never watched, though. Super underrated.
It's really
Fair
good.
enough.
It's really good. And since Yugoslavia broke up, Serbia didn't have a lot of success. We had a couple of medals. On the other hand, Croatia was crushing it. Recently, they've got a lot of gold medals recently, so kudos to them. So Yugoslavia was amazing. Croatia is still really, 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 really good, and Serbia is lacking a bit in handball. But we'll see what will the future bring us. Number 2.
This has to be water polo. I knew it was going to be
Of
water
course.
polo.
Yeah,
Of
water
course,
polo.
water polo. Look at these beautiful 250-pound beasts. If you get in a pool with any of these guys and they try to drown you, they will drown you.
Cool.
So this is really, really awesome thing about them. Their tally: 5 Olympic golds, 5 Olympic silvers, 3 bronzes, 5 golds on World Cup, 2 silvers, 5 bronzes. European Championship, 8 gold, 8 silver, 5 bronzes. Enough for 135
Whoa.
Miroslav points.
So many
Wow.
Miroslav points.
Yeah, basically, water polo is a great sport, one of the oldest Olympic sports, and they're trying to kick it out of the Olympics because it's not very popular worldwide. There are like 6 nations that are really good at water polo and nobody else outside of that. So they're trying to cancel them. But because it was one of the first ones, they're still hanging on and hopefully for a long time in the future. Number 1. Can you guess this one?
Would that be basketball?
Number 1. Drum roll. Basketball.
Let's go.
Both guys and girls. Great success throughout the history of basketball. This team on the left is a 2002 world gold medalist. I don't know if I ever mentioned this team on this show.
So dumb.
And the other team here,
My
girls.
favorite part is that they always bring it up as if it's like a painful memory of the U.S. Like nobody even knows about it.
Well, like what year was that? Oh,
Yeah, like, what year was
after because we won gold last time, the time before that. Which time
Yeah,
was
it
that?
was- It's painfully long, 20 years. We're
There's
waiting
been
for
like
another gold.
exactly 2 years where the U.S. has cared about international competition: 1992 and 2008. Those are like the
Yeah.
only years anybody has ever like been like, we better get it. Every other year, it's
Yeah.
like, what is
It
this?
always comes after they lose in embarrassing fashion 4 years earlier.
1,000%. Except for 2002, which nobody even knew about.
Yeah, nobody cared.
Yeah. No, I will not comment on that anymore. Let's go to the medals. 1 Olympic gold, and it actually was a pretty lame Olympic gold, to be honest. It happened in Moscow in 1980 when the U.S. didn't play. So I have to give that caveat for that. 6 silver medals, 3 bronze medals.
Mickey Mouse
and World
gold
Cup,
medal.
5 gold medals, which is exactly the same as many the US have, 5 silver medals, 2 bronze medals, and in the European Championships, 10 gold medals, 11 silver medals, 7 bronze medals, and look at this, 136 Mirolsav points, just one more than water polo.
Holy smokes.
Man,
This is
very
unbelievable.
Very
That
close.
was super, super close. I really had no idea where this will break because water polo guys, they're just amazingly good.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Miroslav point system makes more sense than the NBA MVP voting points.
Yeah.
though.
A
Yeah.
million percent.
I-
They should
I
actually just
agree.
go off of Miroslav points.
Yeah, this
Right,
is
yeah.
the only unbiased points tally there is. Next week, boy, I'm really diving into Comic Sans this week. Okay, next week, power ranking Serbia's most deadly shrooms.
Whoa, this is going to be incredible.
This
Wow, are
is
we doing
absolutely
shrooms in
integral
Serbia?
info
Wow.
for our
Are we-
trip.
is this what we're doing? That was great. Miroslav, an underrated part of that presentation. I don't know if you noticed this, Eric. I feel like the uniforms, they have a very Pepsi-ness to them. Like,
Yeah, because red, white, and blue are the colors of Serbia, and they use.
but those specific colors,
yeah.
and then like if you see them all, they almost each look like a different era of Pepsi can.
So
I thought you were going to be with me on this. I thought
who copied
I'm
who?
sure that's
Who
true.
copied who? Come on. How old is Pepsi?
it's a great point. Who copied who? We'll never truly know. Miroslav, that was, as always, that was fantastic stuff.
Thank you.
Can you tell us real quickly this game on August 25th? Jokic, Giannis, because to set the stage, I'm learning this stuff too. There's a couple friendlies earlier in August teens. Jokic not expected to participate in those. Is that right?
No. He will participate in those for sure. He will join the national team. I think on August 4th, something like that. So this
Vacation's
is
almost
28,
over. He's probably so
20
bummed right now.
28 days before the start of European Championship. This is how long before the tournament he's allowed to participate by the NBA rules. And yeah, of course he will play in those. I mean, he might not play in all 3 of those games, but I would expect him in at least 2 of those 3 games for the preparation. And then after that, he will surely play in those 2 qualifying games. It's a really, really shitty job FIBA did there because they've made this, they call this FIBA windows where they can use dates for national team games, even though they don't make sense to be held in that, because right before the European Championship, you don't want your team to peak in form and condition, and they have to do it because these games are of extreme importance because Serbia had some pretty bad losses in the previous windows because they couldn't count on all of their best players. And now they have to win like in 5 of the remaining 6 games in these World Cup qualifiers. And if they don't, they will just not play on the World Cup, which is super shitty. They could win European gold and then just don't play on a World
FIBA's
Cup.
so dumb.
Which
FIBA's
by
so
the
dumb,
way,
man.
yeah, by the way, World Cup has like 32 teams, I think. It's a really big, but only 8 teams from Europe, which is also really, really shitty decision by FIBA. They want to popularize basketball worldwide, so they're giving a lot of slots in World Cup
right.
for let's call them lesser nations or nations from areas where basketball nations.
Lesser nations. Tough one
Lesser
there, but
basketball nations. Thank you for keeping me on the right.
almost
Right.
went into we're a couple. Joking. But this game on the 25th, I mean, just so everybody knows, we hope that we can get our trip, off the ground and during that time. So in theory, there's a chance we're going to be watching Jokic, Giannis in Belgrade, which would be the coolest MFing thing of all time. It'd be great, especially on a game that, as you mentioned, is kind of important. Like that one will be a tense game. You feel confident. I know that, as you do always. But nonetheless, it's one of those ones where if Serbia lost, it would be crushing.
Yeah, of course, it would be a devastating loss, especially because Greece have a better score before this game. So if they win, they will just knock Serbia out of the competition and create a really good position for them. And it will be probably somewhere between 15 and 20,000 people in the stands. I don't know how many tickets they will sell. They can, sell anything between 10 and 20,000, depending on what. Thing is, they don't want to earn money selling these tickets. The tickets will be pretty cheap. They want to get significant help from the stands in Belgrade. And Belgrade, to be honest, wasn't a really, really great host to the national team in recent years, especially if the games didn't matter a lot. So they used to play a lot of games in Novi Sad, in Niš, for instance. Niš is especially really good place for national team to play. But because this game is super important, and because we expect, of course, Giannis to play in this game as well, it should attract enough people to fill out the Belgrade arena, how we call it, and it should be really, really good. It will not be as a flaming atmosphere that you could imagine if it was the real European Championship or World Championship. It's still a qualifying game. It's not as big of a deal. So I think it will be a nice, almost family kind of atmosphere on the stands.
Oh, a family. He says this, and then we're gonna have like flares flung at us. And they're like, "Oh, family atmosphere." Thanks, Mirolsav.
I really hope so.
Great stuff, man. We appreciate it.
See ya.
All right, Harrison, take us into break.
I got a prediction for Serbia, Greece, though. Serbia by 20.
Yeah, 20. Let's go. Let's go.
Guys, make sure to pick up some Breck Brew seltzers for this weekend. Look, it's Friday. Got to head into the weekend right with some Breck Brew Good Company seltzers. They've got lemonade seltzers as well. If you don't know where to get Breck Brew, check out the Breck Brew beer locator on the Breckenridge Brewery website. Breck Brew is the official beer of DNVR. Make sure to pick up some Breck Brew wherever you go, but also make sure to find some Breck Brew Good Company hard seltzers. I love them. I think it's the best thing Breck Brew is putting out right now. Also, if you're in search of some pizza in the Denver area, check out Sexy Pizza. They're as local as it gets. 13 years in the Denver community. It's hand-tossed. It's a deck oven pizza with made from scratch each morning dough. They've got awesome pizzas. They've got great sides. The garlic knots are awesome. They've got really good salads as well. Go to www.sexy.pizza to order, or you can pick up. They got locations in Cap Hill, South Pearl, Jefferson Park, and Park Hill. A Trinidad, Colorado location as well. They also do really good stuff for the community. You can check out their about page at www.sexy.pizza for information and for their donations link. If you're looking to have Sexy Pizza support your organization or event, they do that as well. Just go to their website and check them out today.
All right, back here, third and final segment. If you guys missed yesterday's show, Eric, I loved it. No, I don't always listen back to our shows. A hater's guide. That was fun, man. That was very fun.
Listen, I shine in not every arena in life, but when asked to give my hateful explanations for NBA teams, that's one of the places I do shine in this world.
Harrison, give us your 3 most hated teams of 2022-23.
Number 1 is Los Angeles Lakers.
Of course.
Yep.
I mean, I didn't even know if I had to say that.
You did, though. But...
Number two is the Los Angeles Clippers.
Like you were just staying in LA. Okay.
Keep it local.
Number 3.
You got like Phoenix. You've got Minnesota. You got Portland.
The Phoenix Suns. It's the Phoenix Suns.
All of Harrison's hate exists within like 300 miles of each other.
Yeah,
like
it's
all
just
right there.
yeah, it's just that area of the country. I want to throw Portland. I want to throw for now. I want to throw Minnesota in there. I just can't though. I can't. I can't do it. Yes. I can't hate Minnesota.
Give it time. Give it time.
Speaking of Minnesota, we have some breaking news. Wilson Chandler, one of my favorite Nuggets, is apparently going to be a member of the Minnesota Timberwolves front office? Is Tim doing everything to hurt our feelings?
Yes. This is Harrison. You say you don't hate the Minnesota Timberwolves. Just wait.
I don't hate them. I hate them even less after this move.
Oh my God. You know that's not us though. They're them and we're us.
So there's a video that Ryan Green put together of us saying hi, me and Adam saying hello to Tim Connolly at Summer League when he was sitting courtside. In the video, he was sitting next to Wilson Chandler.
Yeah. I got to say what's up to him. It does suck, man. I like Wilson Chandler. It's a bummer that he will be a beloved Timberwolf front office exec now. So, who's Calvin got he's got a counter. Who can he go get? The counter was Mike Miller. He's an agent, but that would be great.
Yeah,
he's got to get Kevin Garnett.
Yo, did you guys talk about on the show Jason Terry becoming an assistant?
That's right.
In
yeah.
Utah.
Yeah.
How did the Nuggets let him get away, man? How did Denver let him get away?
To Utah, man.
All I know. What's going on here, Denver? We got to keep it in the family. It's so funny. Like
Denver sheds assistant coaches. Just like water off the back of a duck. It's just like they're here and they send them off in the world in turbo form, just to other teams anywhere that needs them. It's terrible.
Well, we got some good questions here, guys, and I want to get into these because we put out the mailbag. People really came through this time. NBA trays. Let me see if I can. Can you actually, Harrison, share screen here? Pull up that thing, and then as I say them, you can kind of pull them up here. Let me scroll down to NBA
you want
trays.
me to put up the
one that it is as I say them. So NBA Tray says, would you rather the Nuggets win the championship this year or wait until 2025 and they go back to back? Ooh, this is the old give a child a marshmallow, and in 15 minutes you could have 2 marshmallows.
This is a championship in the hand is worth 2 in the bush, is it not?
Well,
the thing here is that we know for sure that they're going back to back. Of course, you choose back to back if it's an assurance. So what kind of question is this? Is 1 better than 2? Is the question?
Is 1 now better than 2 later? Harrison,
no.
How do you feel? It's like if you make the choice, but then your memory gets erased. You don't know. You still have to sweat it out, but you get to make the choice now. What do you choose?
But that's even better. Then we get to, in a realistic way, win 2 championships back to back. It sucked that Nikola Jokic didn't win the MVP when he was 4th in the voting, but then the years after that, he got 2 in a row.
No, I would take the championship right now. Take it right now. Because the world might be over in
you're out of your mind.
I guess I'll go with Eric and say 2 in 2025. Maybe they'll be on TV. By then. We'll actually get to watch them together. Like my family will watch together. You have to take 2. It is a funny, weird question that probably
what kind of question is this?
Morena asks, a first teamer, Morena, she asks, what's your most outlandish prediction for the season that you 100% believe? So this is half court heaves. You don't 100% believe, but this is a bold one, but you have to 100% believe it. Do you know, what do you got here, D-Line?
I think my boldest prediction is that the Nuggets will, at minimum, make it to the Western Conference Finals.
At minimum.
Is that bold?
Whoa, big market wind coming in.
I mean, you guys know where I stand on that.
Well, we've all bet on the Nuggets to win the championship. That is the half court heat. That is to achieve heights that we can't even imagine because we've never seen it before. But to make it to the Western Conference Championship, they've only done that 3 times or 2 times.
Also, Eric, their odds are like really low. They're like down there with the Memphis Grizzlies to do that. So it actually is a very bold take that you're 100% confident. That one, very good one. Harrison?
Thank you.
My bold take is Nikola Jokic is going to win MVP again. You guys, I've said this before. This isn't even that bold or surprising to people on the show. Let me just run through it again. Nikola Jokic is going to play in 75-plus games. The Nuggets are going to be incredibly good next season. He's going to put up ridiculous stats. His efficiency is going to be through the roof. And he's not, like I said, going to get hurt. I don't even have to knock on wood for that. Like, he is going to be in the conversation again, and it's maybe going to be an undeniable case again. I'm telling you.
No chance.
I like that one. I still think the better thing is he's going to have his best MVP season, be the definitive, and not going to win it. And it might be close, but this is going to be the one where people finally are just like, they're peer pressure. You know how it is. This thing, everybody's like, oh, it's groupthink. It's going to be groupthink in the other direction this year, where everyone's like, you better not vote for Jokic. We're going to come after you.
Yeah.
Be afraid.
Steve Nash.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
This isn't one I 100% believe, but I kind of 100% believe it. Michael Porter will be the team's second leading scorer.
Whoa!
Michael Porter, he's just a scorer. I think part of this is, I mean, look, is he going to play more than 40 games? I don't know, but I could see him having like an incredible October, November, December that it's just like on an average, it ends up averaging out to be like 22 points per game. And that's higher than Jamal's 20 points per game or something.
Who is going to be the one media person to try to make the take that MPJ is actually the Nuggets' best player after he gets off to a hot start? And it's like leading the team in scoring after the first couple weeks.
We're past that, man. Like I honestly, because there was the Gary Harris, like our guy Vic, I love him, but he did have the Gary Harris is actually better than Jokic take like in 2016 or something. Like we're past that. Like it's too undeniable now to try to pull that tomfoolery out. So that was a good one, Marina. Next one, the Jokers ask, how many Jokic ejections will we see this upcoming season?
Jokic ejection.
3.
No,
3.
I'm sorry. How many Malone ejections?
Oh, well, that's very different.
Yeah, because to be honest, like Alec Gwynn did the super cut, right? And it was like 8 ejections. It was so like disappointingly few.
Yeah, it is few.
Malone doesn't like to lose money. Malone
doesn't like to lose money, and every time he gets an ejection, it's always intentional. Like he's a hothead.
He makes him worth it.
Which, by the way, did you watch? Every time I see it, it makes me smile. Every single time I see Michael Malone getting ejected, apoplectic, can't be contained, walks off the court, and then immediately accepts a chocolate from.
It's incredible.
It is great.
And then he's like, "Thank you," and then just keeps going because he's like obviously not actually angry.
I'm gonna go 2. I think Malone, and they're both planned. Like I got to
the pandemic.
One mad at the team, one mad at the referees.
Yeah, I'm gonna say probably something similar to that. Very low though. I think very low. I think we're gonna get a different Michael Malone this year.
Oh.
That's my prediction.
All right, I have a bold prediction. No, we're not.
I think we're gonna get Mike Malone, not Mike.
I think we're getting the same goddamn Michael Malone that we've always had.
We're getting Mike Malone this year.
An absolute lunatic when he gets like enraged and stressed. For sure, it's happening.
Mikey Malone this year. Let's see.
You see a lot of like 48-year-olds that just change. They turn over a new leaf at this point in their life. When the pressure's the highest, they're just like, you know what? I do yoga now. John Stamp says, who do you want to see Denver play in their home opener? Assuming Jamal Murray, Michael Porter return plus Jokic MVP ceremony of sorts. How many will Jamal score in his first 8 games? Well, these are a couple different ones. So let's just start with this one. Who do you want them to play for their home opener? I like this question.
Suns again. That was great last year. Remember they beat the tar out of the Suns. It was a great start to the season.
Harris, I mean, the Suns, like you might lose. That's a tough one. So,
but then if you win, you just want a cupcake.
I'm saying that's usually homecoming. It's like homecoming. We're going to do the ceremony. Let's get a nice 20-point win.
My real answer is the Houston Rockets. That's my real answer. My fake answer is the Minnesota Timberwolves. That's
the right answer. Yeah. That's the right answer, actually, and it is a tough one. But here's the thing: who drafted Nikola Jokic? Do you guys remember?
Was it Tim Connolly?
It was Tim Conley. If you're going to hand a 2-time MVP an award and do a ceremony, like, don't you think Tim Conley should be there to kind of like shake his hand and do the thing?
That's a good point.
Yep.
You're right.
Yep, he should.
You're right.
He should.
It's got to be the Minnesota Timberwolves. Right. That would be a good first one. Although I will say it's tough. Minnesota teams might figure out as time goes on. Playing them early, they might look really good early. Well, that'll be a tough one. I like this one. The St. John Snam says it as well. How many points did Jamal score in his first game against Phoenix? I love this one. And he also asked, do you think he circled that specific game on the calendar? Harrison, I'll let you go first.
Well, we know Phoenix is the game that most Nuggets players try to return against, or to return for. How many points would he score against Phoenix? Probably like 28.
Ooh.
That's a lot of points. That's a lot of points.
A lot of goddamn points. Holy smokes.
I have faith.
Oh, man. Think about Jamal.
Eric, do you think he has it circled?
I think he will have it circled like the week before. I don't think it's like circled right now when he looks at
I don't think he has it circled. I don't think so.
I just think like when it's coming up, he's like, oh, okay. All right. But it's not like, oh, man, 3 months out. 3 months out. Just 3 short months. And we get our – but it's like every time he's like gets to go up against Booker, it's like he just wants to cook it like he always does.
I think it'll be 26 points. It'll be a good game. It'll be a bit for – you have to figure the first time they play, it'll probably be in the first third of the season. Murray probably not 100% back. Matthew Kimura asks, I asked this question last season as well. How many King of the Game awards do you think each Nugget will receive this upcoming season?
Let's see. Jokic has to be talked out of being King of the Game.
So there are 82 games. Yoke's probably going to win like
60 plus. Yeah,
it's the best when you watch a game and you're like, "Oh my God, Aaron Gordon was amazing! 26 points, 12 boards." Like, what was Yoke's stat line? Oh, 35, 14, and 9 on 90% shooting. Like, oh, well,
it's the quietest 45 I've ever seen. Yeah.
Well, I guess we have to give it to AG. All right, how does it break down, Harrison?
So, I mean, Yoke's going to win like 75% of them, I think.
He's not, though. We don't. He has this higher standard.
Okay. I'll say the guy who gets the second most.
Do non-Jokic winners.
I'll just say here's who's going to win the second most. Michael Porter. He's going to win the second most.
Whoa.
Because we know what we think of Porter quarters. We know what you think of Porter quarters. He's going to have a lot of them, and that's going to weigh heavily on the King of the Game decision.
Yeah. D-line?
Dude, it's going to be Murray will have the second most, no question. Jokic will, like I said, will win over 60 game balls. No question about that either. Then it's going to be Jamal Murray with like 10 or so. And then it's like Bones has 2. Porter has 4. I mean, like even when Porter had good games, the problem with all of these players is that they have to get over Nikola Jokic, which is difficult. That's very difficult. Even if your best game, it has to outshine Nikola Jokic. That's
also what's the most common quarter for a Porter quarter?
I don't remember. Is it the
really?
Third quarter, first quarter?
I don't
remember.
The first quarter. He just always would have these big first quarters, and then it was so it's hard to win a game ball when it's like 3 quarters.
He doesn't know if he's going to get taken off the floor in the fourth for his defense.
I think I'll go Jamal gets 10, Michael Porter gets 7, Aaron Gordon gets 4, Bones Highland gets 6.
Oh, and then the rest
are mostly Jokic. And then like we're gonna have like Bruce Brown got
unbelievable
game saving steal. King of the game.
Baku in the stands. Yeah.
Different man Horseman asks, we've seen lots of guys who were awesome Nuggets, but were out of the league after they left Denver. 2 questions with that in mind. First one, which current player is most likely to be out of the league if he's not a Nugget? We'll start with that one. Eric, what
this
Nuggets
is
player,
easy one, Eric.
you take them off the Nuggets, they're not a Nugget. They're not an NBA player.
It's Vlatko Čančar.
Yes, it is.
Same agent as Jokic's buddy. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I love the guy, but I don't know if he'd be on another roster.
I wonder if Misko, that's how he added him, like to his agency list. He's like, I got to find a guy that I can coerce into getting these contracts.
Yeah. I mean, Vlatko. The only two teams he could be possibly on are, of course, Denver and Minnesota.
Okay.
And Chicago.
Maybe.
Is there anyone else that you feel like, what about just like greatly diminished? Is there a player that you think is elevated so heavily by Jokic?
That's on the team right now. Let me see.
I kind of don't think so, to be honest.
There's not. No. The only
previous versions of the Nuggets, I think there were.
Right now the Nuggets are mostly
Marcus
guys that
Howard
were just added. They were very recently added. So, all right. What about this? Which current NBA player would be an awesome Nugget? I mean, this is like most of the NBA.
Right. Steph Curry would be an awesome Nugget. Man, that'd be dope.
Roll. I think what he means is players that are not awesome who would be awesome in Denver.
I see.
Kenny Hustle, man. Kenrich Williams. I know he's kind of awesome already, but he would be great here.
He would be great. Oh my God, I can't remember his name now. Oh Jesus. Let me think about this for a second.
Dylan Brooks.
Bertans.
Be an awesome
Bertans.
Really?
Yes. We wanted Davis Bertans so badly until
Jokic Bertans front court is getting smoked.
That's okay.
Yeah, you're right. But he would hit so many spot up shots. Like you remember how lethal he was until he went and signed that huge contract and then he became terrible. I mean, when he was on the Spurs.
Lonzo Ball's obviously my answer. I think the best world is for him to be on the Nuggets. That would be the best thing for him. Anybody else?
Yeah. Josh Giddey. He'd be an awesome Nugget.
Josh Giddey. Your boy. Last one here. This is a really cool one. I've never heard this question asked before. Nino Hinogan says, with the current roster, what is the best lineup that maximizes MPJ's skill set? We always talk about maximizing Jokic's skill set. What lineup maximizes MPJ's skill set? Harrison, I'll let you go first.
Jokic, Murray, MPJ, maybe the starters. KCP and Aaron Gordon, or Bruce Brown and Aaron Gordon.
Here's the thing. I think that's a great lineup, but it's not a great MPJ lineup. Well, I think he's saying like a lineup designed to both be good, but also make him as featured as possible.
Well, okay. I mean, I was thinking about putting the two best defenders on the floor next to him. So let's say Bruce Brown and Aaron Gordon. You could maybe even put KCP on there as well.
Yeah.
And then I think Bones and MPJ could be a deadly combo as well.
I'm on this. I'm already predicting it. That should have been my bold take. Bones unlocks MPJ.
Holy
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. I love this this beautiful vision of the season that you have. I'm in on this 100%. Yeah, you're right. Like to make MPJ, I mean, that's the thing. MPJ, he just needs to be able to have wide open shots and he needs to be able to have defensive pressure taken off of him. And then everything else is just like if he's just able to stand out there, catch the basketball, shoot the basketball, like not have to create for himself, be able to not worry about necessarily boxing out, but like go and hunt rebounds, offensive rebounds. Like that's the winning combination and be able to, from time to time cut to the basket, like take advantage of his length and his speed. Like that's Jokic.
Right, so I think I would go Bones, KCP, Bruce Brown, MPJ, Jokic. I think I would go with that with Bones. But to me, is Bones Jokic the two-man game? And then it's no different.
Yeah, it's got to be Murray. It's got to be Murray. It's Murray.
No. I think it can't be Murray. I think it's got to be
because he would shoot more.
Yeah, again, this is not the best lineup. This is the best MPJ-centric lineup where he shines and the team is both good. I'm going to get a little crazy here. I think it's the Bones one I just said, but I'll give a secondary one that could be it. Bruce Brown at point guard. Remember, he's a ball handler. Like, he's not a point guard traditionally, but Jokic is the point guard. So Bruce Brown.
I'll say I think Bruce Brown is actually going to play more point guard than people think this season, from what I've heard.
Bruce Brown. It's tough because there's not a good to make this lineup work. There's not a good guy. So Bruce Brown is going to be there. Contavious Caldwell-Pope is going to be there. Maybe Christian Brown would be the 3 here. The reason I'm doing this is because you need Porter to be in the 4 spot. So I'll say Bruce Brown, KCP, Christian Brown, Michael Porter, and Jokic. It's the Jokic-Porter lineup. It's that those two are the main guys. Everybody else is competent at spacing the floor and playing defense. That's the one. So I think I would go with the first one with Bones, but I'll go with that one as a sneaky, weird second one.
The good news is we'll never see that lineup at all.
Never once. With Christian Brown, no chance.
Yeah.
I would go with like DeAndre Jordan at center, but like that's not going to work. I was trying to think of a way to get Jokic off the court so that he's the main offensive hub.
Oh my God. Did you see the Nuggets had a graphic that was like, welcome to Denver, DeAndre Jordan. He was wearing like a poncho. There was like looked like a ridiculous hat in this. He was because he was dressed. They like got a photo of him from like the sidelines. He wasn't dressed like in his basketball uniform, so he looked like a I don't know.
They
He looked
got
like
him in a photo where he was getting a DNP.
basically, yes. And I was like, oh god damn it. Like it just felt so bad. Like this is the idiot we signed. No.
What are the odds the Nuggets bring back Boogie? But it's just not till like March. They're like, we can only handle this for like 6 weeks. Like we're gonna get him.
Like,
All right.
yeah, we only have so many technical fouls we're able to get as a organization.
I can see it. I don't even know if it's legal. I can't remember what the rules are there since he was a Nugget, but I could see them at the end of the year being like, God damn it, we need Boogie. Bring him back. Nobody else wanted him. We'll get him. It'd actually be great. Winning a title, like I don't even. It's the weirdest transformation. Is I'm kind of pro Boogie. You know, like I never would have guessed it. I'm pro Boogie.
We couldn't get over this fact. Like every time that we were praising Boogie, we were like, "Who are we? Like, do we have
the weirdest player for you to have to do? Is Kyle Kuzma? Like the Nuggets got Kyle Kuzma.
Oh,
No. Kyle Kuzma's so past the person he was in LA.
The Lakers stain.
It would be
fine. All the Lakers
Russell
stain
Westbrook.
has washed off.
Russell Westbrook. If you just like
it'd be like James Harden. For sure.
Oh, that's right. That's the number one.
God.
You're right. If the Nuggets got James Harden, but it like kicked ass, it'd be the ultimate like,
oh yeah.
whew, what are we doing here?
Do we have any principles at all? And it turns out
do we have any integrity left?
Nothing.
Like, wow, he's so much better than Jamal Murray. This is perfect.
God.
Like,
Oh, no.
Yoke's got to get the ball to James Harden more. Clear out of there, Yoke. He's cooking.
That was a foul. Call the foul, ref.
Do you close without Yoke?
Or if we had to talk ourselves into the cheap bullshit that Chris Paul pulls, oh my god!
You've seen the trans.
I'll take Chris Paul. I'll take Chris Paul. I'll take Chris Paul.
You've seen what
I
it's
don't know
done.
if I could do it, man. I don't know.
You've seen what it's done to our counterparts in Phoenix. Like now they're.
I know, man.
Oh
I feel
yeah,
so
Chris
bad.
Paul. Like, oh yeah, like he's just savvy. He's just a smart player. You're like, you bastards. You sold out.
What about Kyrie?
Oh god, it would be so amazing to watch Kyrie Irving play basketball on your behalf. He's
such an artist.
Incredible to watch basketball, to watch him play, and he would like destroy the team. Like the second the game ended, it'd be like, oh no, like here it comes. Like now,
Would
now
Kyrie
it all
like
falls
or hate
apart.
our show? I don't know.
Maybe he'd be a reoccurring guest. I could actually see it.
Kyrie, let's bring him in. All
I
right,
mean,
guys.
if he's on Reddit, he'd hate it. I mean,
guys, that does it for a full week of the DNVR Nuggets podcast. We made it. Another week of off season in the books, fellas. We are inching closer. What did Mirolsav tell us? We're only like 3.5 weeks away from watching Jokic play basketball. Can you guys believe it? It doesn't feel right.
I give that
He
notion
can't
alone.
believe it.
That notion alone gets 500 Mirolsav points as far as
more points than the water
the
polo
basketball.
Absolutely incredible. Hit that like button on the way out. Do us a favor if you can. Rate, review us on the Apple Podcast app. It only takes a second. You go on the podcast, it says write a review, 5 stars. Say something nice about D-Line. He needs it, you guys. He needs it. A little nice thing. Maybe something about Harrison's undisclosed location. All right, everybody. Have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday.